Hey, this is Matt once again. What about in the video? This is a paid request, this time for PsychoHobo. That's his username. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, or me trying out a video game, pretty much anything, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. So this time we're talking about Dead Space Downfall. Now, for those who don't know, I am a big fan of this franchise. At least the first two games. Dead Space, Dead Space 2. The third one can eat this. Extraction, I did not get to play much, although I do have it. I do want to play it sometime. But I'm watching my friend Michael play it, and it seems rather fun. And honestly, that's also a prequel, because this is a movie that's a prequel to the first game. And that game that my friend is playing, Extraction, is also a prequel to the first game. But that game feels like a better prequel than this movie, which I'll get to that in a minute. But I really enjoy these two games. I wish these would get on the PS4. I really do. Like a remaster. Not a remake, which they're doing for this. I mean a remaster. Put them on PS4. I would prefer that over a damn remake of the first game. But that's just me. Guess I'm alone in that. Actually, I think my friend Michael, I think we're the only two guys that feel that way. So Dead Space Downfall, and I know there's another one called Dead Space Aftermath, which is, I think, a prequel to Dead Space 2. Like I said, if you haven't played the game, I don't know. If you never played the game, this movie might be confusing. Because you'd be like, who is Unitologist, and who's that person, and oh, the lead finds this girl. I played the game, so I know that's Nicole, but people never played the game, be like, who the hell is that? And it seems like a movie that if you're not knowledgeable on the game, I don't know how much enjoyment you would get out of this. Being a big fan of the game, I do think that while I did not hate the film, I thought it was rather disappointing. And I guess the short end of my review. It's disappointing. I did not hate it because it's a short film. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes, give or take, and that's with the credits. It's got brutality. It's very, very gory. There's people that get bottom of their jaws ripped off. A lot of blood spills the floor and the walls. People getting stabbed through the stomach. There's a character that gets with this device cut in half like this from the stomach all the way up, and you see. So it's very gory, very bloody. There's just a lot of stuff that really disappointed me in this. The direction they took as a prequel, the characters that they utilized as the lead, the weapons that were used, the direction they took in. I thought it was a missed opportunity. A very sad, big missed opportunity. What do I mean by that? First off, let's get to the animation. The animation is not that good. I thought the animation was very choppy. A very choppy animation where, like, someone described it as almost like a flip book. Like, you could tell, like, a lot of, think of an animation scene and you take frames out of this, and they don't move. They definitely not as fluid, and it just makes it come off as cheap. And then, believe me, I know about low resolution because every fucking video I make is low resolution, so I know how that looks. And some of the images here seem a bit low resolution. So I guess they didn't really have the big budget for it. And I kind of wish they put a little bit more budget into the animation. It looks kind of like one of those cartoons, like Men in Black the series, or what was that one, Ghostbusters? Not the real Ghostbusters, but And those were for the time, but again, for 2008 and for a full-length film, I do wish the animation was not as choppy. I also kind of wish it dealt a bit more with scares, like suspense. It's definitely going for more gore, which is no problem. I like the gore. But the first game is pretty suspenseful. Like, it's pretty scary. And there's never in this that's scary. There's not a whole lot of, like, suspense-filled scenes that they missed the opportunity to do that. And the characters were kind of shitty. I don't understand, like, if you're doing a prequel, why don't you just have the lead character be Nicole? From, which is, for those who don't know, the main character in the first game is a guy named Isaac Clarke. One of the reasons he's going on this mission is because his girlfriend, Nicole, is on this ship. And you found out at the end that he got this message, but he didn't get the end of it. My guess is Kendra, the bitch, or one of those cronies that she works for, edited that part out. Because he gets to see the full thing, and she, ended it all. And that's the realization he finds out at the end of the game. Why would we not follow that character? Because it'd be a point that if you're a fan of the games, oh, I get to see what happened with Nicole before all this shit happened. And if you're not a fan of the games, okay, it's a good primary point. A doctor who would know what's happening firsthand because these patients come in and they're having hallucinations, or they've been hurt, or they've been killed. That's a good fixture of a character, like position-wise, job-wise, field-wise, to be a first-hand basis what's going on. And it felt like because it was a short running time, it would like jump to places where I kind of wish there was a bit more of a fluid story, where, boom, here's a video message from our lead character, Alyssa. Okay, thank you for telling us the ending of the fucking story. I mean, granted, it's a prequel, so you could very much guess that everybody will die. But it still would be nice to not know the exact ending at the beginning of the fucking... Like, how do I put it? At least let me guess on who the last remaining will be. Nope. Right at the beginning tells us it. But like the story jumps from this Aegis colony, they find the marker, but then there's chaos. You see a little bit, but not too much. Then it cuts to the Ishimura, the ship orbiting this planet. Then it cuts to this, then it cuts to that, then it cuts to that. It just seemed like there's a lot of missed opportunities to give us points that, oh, that's how that came about, in reference to the game. Like, maybe there's stuff, like if you play the game and there's certain events and you wonder, how did that happen? And then show us in this. Not a whole lot of that. Like, even you could show the bit of, I guess they were saving that maybe for the Extraction video game, and that's why they couldn't. That's why I think the Extraction video game, that does a much, much better job showcasing a prequel aspect to this story than this movie. And when I was talking about the characters, like the lead, she's got a lot of attitude, she's bitchy. Hey, I love the curse, she loves the curse as well. And that's all you did. Like, you don't know anything else about her. I'm tough because I say fuck. She seems like a Rob Zombie character. I'm tough because I say fuck. And here's the jacket. And I walk in and, what the fuck do you think you are? And fucking bitch. I would not be surprised she was a chick with a dick. I don't know if it was her time of the month or what. Just bitch mode when she wakes up, bitch mode when she talks to people, bitch mode. She just wasn't really a likable character or an interesting character. There's nothing to really the other characters either. her squad, you don't. It's sad. There's one character named Ramirez that barely says two words, and then there's a point where he's got to hack something, and he tells like this little 40-second story. And I thought the voice actor about how, my dad always said I was a coward, and he's doing it when he's hacking. My dad always said I was a coward, but I'm not a coward. I just don't like confrontation, and it's funny that I joined this and that. I'm like, wow, he's telling the backstory that makes him more of an endearing character in 40 seconds than this fucking lady just being a bitch. And then as soon as they make him interesting, they kill him off. And really, it's one of those films you're just watching for the next blood and guts show. Which is cool to see, aside from the choppy animation. And, nice to see references like Dr. Kine, who's in the game. I don't know why they don't have that crazy dude, unless I missed him. In Dead Space 1, there's that crazy guy who, I forgot his fucking name. The asshole who... of witness of a true believer sticking people... I'm surprised that guy wasn't in the story. So this is more into spoilers. But is it really a spoiler? Because if this is a prequel to the game, everyone's pretty much going to die, but... Plus, the movie itself spoils itself at the beginning of the movie. So that's the thing. Even if you don't know the game, let's say you don't know the game, and you're just going through, like, oh, Dead Space, okay, interesting title. Okay, it's a horror anime film, let me watch it. Let's say you don't know anything about it. Even then, you'd be spoiled. Oh, okay, well, now I know everyone dies. So if you don't know the game, if you're a casual person, the fucking movie spoiled the whole movie for you at the beginning. Because the lady says, I'm the last survivor and everyone's dead. So much for if a casual person wants to see it and you want to be surprised. But again, these people find the marker and then it cuts to this and it cuts... It didn't seem like... It was like... I don't want to say time jumps, but it didn't seem like the story had a lot of fluidity to it. On the colony, like this one guy's wife kills herself, so he gets to a shuttle, goes up, there's a creature called an infector that's there, he crashes the ship in, and this one infector gets out, I guess infects the morgue, and that's why there's a shitload of these things. That's the thing, with the possibilities of a movie, I think they dropped the ball on a lot of stuff. Again, having more likable characters, having more likable lead, having better, more fluid animation, showing a bit of the colony before the shit happened, how it operated, or showcasing more of Nicole and how she was. Maybe she'd have like a picture. Well, they show Isaac at the end of Dead Space 1. She should have a picture of Isaac and maybe talk about how they met, or a little bit of build up for Nicole's... almost called Nicole Kidman. Nicole's as a character. Show how some of these people become these different type of creatures. Like, let's see a body turn into an infector. Because how do we get these other infectors? How do we get these other... Like, let's see some of these people turned. The only thing you see them really turn into is the... there are other creatures from the game. But I would like to see that transformation. You could have done that. Let me see a human turn into this infector creature and how that transformation is done. Or the big guy that has pregnant and has those little fuckers. We see them as a creature, but we want to see them turning into that. I think that's an interesting aspect where the prequel you could have introduced the viewer to, but they don't do that. Or hell, the guns. It would be cool to see the line gun, the plasma cutter, the force gun, the contact beam. Like, you have a squad of people. How about each one of them, they have a favorite gun? Okay, I'm a line gun guy. I'm a force gun guy. I like the line gun and the contact beam. And they're using those weapons. Isaac uses them. If Isaac can use them, why the fuck can anybody else in the fucking movie use them? They're just pistols. Or where the fuck did this goddamn chainsaw come from? Like a plasma chainsaw. I mean, it looks like a fucking chainsaw lightsaber. Where the fuck did this come from? It's not in Dead Space 1. It's not in Dead Space 2. So where the fuck does this lightsaber chainsaw come from? Can someone answer me that? When the fuck was that a thing? When the fuck was that a thing? It's almost as if the people, they heard plasma cutter and they thought this was what a plasma cutter was. Well, it's made of plasma and it cuts through stuff, right? No, it shoots. It's like a gun. And please don't tell me that's what happened. Please don't tell me they didn't actually look into the game. They said, yeah, plasma cutter. Okay, must. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Why is there no line gun? Why is there no contact beam? Any of that, man. Flamethrower. There's a flamethrower in the game. There's a battle in a mess hall that's ruined because the animation's pretty choppy. And like I said, it was interesting to see the environments that I saw in the game put into the movie. A little bit of the characters like Dr. Kyne. Nicole, I don't even think... There's a point where the lead characters rescue Nicole, and she's very timid and scared, which doesn't seem like the character. If you play or watch someone play Extraction, definitely doesn't seem like the same character. Same with, if you even watch the bits in the games, I'm like, this character doesn't seem like the same person at all. And I don't even think she has a line of dialogue, which is fucking strange. But yeah, pretty much the shit's going up shit. The ship is going up shit creek, and it would have been nice to see more parts of the ship that we saw in the game. But thankfully, we got to see a guy's wiener running out of a shower, and a fucking necromorph, a creature, killed his ass. So we can't have the line gun or the contact beam, but we can have a guy's pecker. And, there's little bits of action here and there. Like, there's a battle in the mess hall. Before that, there's a little bit battle in a morgue. Also, there's no kinesis. There's no... I don't remember anybody using kinesis. I could be wrong. No one used stasis. I think that could have been cool to see that utilized. But no stasis utilized, no kinesis that I remember utilized, and not really much of any of the guns from the game utilized. Not even like any like 0G. Like, why can't you couldn't have a battle in 0G, a fight in 0G, like you have to do in the game? It just felt like this was like a cheap. It just felt cheap. It felt cheap and kind of lame and disappointing. I guess what I'm talking about, I guess it's a rant. Yeah, I guess this is a rant because what really did I like about the film? I like that it's in the Dead Space universe. I like the gore. That's really it. So yeah, this is a rant. See, that's the thing. Sometimes I literally have to talk it out to sometimes form an opinion. I know that's just how it is with me. Yeah, this film kind of does suck. the more I think about it. Just like you said, when you compare it to the game, you don't have the guns, you don't utilize some of those characters, you don't utilize as much of the environments, you don't utilize stasis or kinesis or zero G. Even some of the monsters, like you don't have the guardians on the wall. You don't really have a lot of the bigger monsters. So they only use like a. I mean, it's animation. It's not like they. I don't know why they couldn't do. Like you don't have the guardians in the wall. Like there's like monsters missing. It's just. And like I said, it doesn't have a fluid story, and the characters aren't that good. I mean, the lead character and her fucking team, I would not put those motherfuckers in charge of protecting a goddamn porta potty. The porta potty would get fucked up if these fucking team was in charge. It's just, I think I was thinking of being kind on it just because it was cool to see a different state of a game I enjoy. Like, oh, there's that the area of hydroponics. I remember that from the game. I'm like, so what? I could play the game and see that and get a much better experience. And it's better looking. And better story. So again, lack of good characters, lack of good animation, not having as many monsters as you could, like the different types. The gun, no stasis, no kinesis, no line gun, no plasma cutter, some fucking plasma chainsaw that came out of fucking nowhere. I mean, again, if you could explain where the fuck that came from, I would love to know. Not why you don't utilize Nicole as the lead. The ending is just, I don't know what the fuck her plan really was. The lead she's very bitchy and just the marker, and then she jettisons herself out, and then she dies, which again is not really a surprise. And then the movie ends with the ship from the game, beginning of the first game, with Isaac Clarke on it, coming in. Which I didn't even think that was a disappointment. Like, what? Okay, imagine this for the ending. You hear the transmission, and the camera pushes in, and it pushes in the windshield as they're coming closer, and then it pushes to Isaac Clarke. The helmet goes up, which I guess, I mean, he didn't do that in the first game, so that'd be just, not the best in continuity, I guess. But maybe like he's somewhere testing it out to make sure it works. Like someone that have a line, why don't you test it out to see it works? And then take it off, and how about you test it out to see it works? Then when you take it down again, come meet us up there. We're hailing it. And he gets the suit, pushes in, boom, end. Or something like that. I don't know. Give us a little image of Isaac Clarke. So like I said, Dead Space Extraction seems like if you watch a playthrough of that, it does a better job than this. Because I wouldn't say the characters are the greatest in Extraction, but they seem a bit better than this. Much more tolerable, a bit more likable, and yeah. So I guess it did turn out to be a rant. Just like, what am I really praising? Gore? What else? Choppy, kind of crappy animation? Not much of a focus of the story? Lousy characters? Lack of weapons and cool gadgets and cool environments from the game? Feeling like a cheap cash grab to Sure, why not have a movie? Well, okay, you didn't have a movie, but can you do a better job with it? That's just me, though. A lot of fans really like this, but I think it's one of those things like I didn't want to be disappointed, and then I didn't think I would be disappointed, and sadly I was. That's just me, though. With bitchy bitch tits as the lead. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later.